Okay, you can start the seminars. Who is giving the seminar now?
F8, sir.
F8, sir.
F8. Okay. So are you ready?
Yes, sir.
F8. Okay. Yeah, I given you the permission as a host. Okay. Now you can.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you can start your presentation.
Okay, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. I'm Sirisha. Today, my seminar topic is artificial passenger. In this, we have to discuss some of contents like introduction, background of invention, artificial passenger, scope, components used, working of artificial passenger, applications, disadvantages, advantages, conclusion. Coming to introduction, the artificial passenger is a telematic device
PPT is not
developed
visible.
by
PPT is not visible.
1 minute.
PPT, no PPT.
1 minute, sir.
Okay.
Now it is visible, sir.
Yeah, it is visible now. You can start now. Seminar artificial passenger.
Passenger, sir.
Okay. Okay,
Yes, sir.
fine.
Coming to introduction. The artificial passenger is a telematic device developed by IBM. The name was firstly suggested in an article in New Scientist magazine. This was designed to make journey safer and more bearable. And the majority of road accidents observed were caused by eye closure of one half second to as long as 2-3 seconds. It is said that normal human being eye blinks last 0.2 to 0.3 seconds. And background of invention. As these methods are sometimes insufficient and it may affect health conditions of driver. So in order to overcome these disadvantages of methods, IBM introduced a new sleep prevention technology device called artificial passenger, which was developed by Dimitri Kani. An artificial passenger, a sleep prevention dialogue based on car system, designed to make long solo journey more enjoyable and safer, prevents driver drowsiness via the speech interactivity. Scope. It is the method by which machine demonstrates certain aspects of human intelligence like learning, reasoning, and self-correction. Example, Sophia, AI robot. And here we have to use some of components like microphone, alarm, camera, external service provider. Microphone. It is used to pick up words and separate them by internally used software for conversation. Alarm. In conversational panel, I receive that driver is about to fall asleep. An alarm system is activated. Camera is built on dashboard or middle of steering so as track your lip movement to improve accuracy of speech recognition. And also here some of functions like voice control interface, embedded speech recognition, driver drowsiness prevention, distribution user interface, and external service provider. It is linked to dialogue system by wireless network system and coupled with car media, driver profile, conversational planner, driver analyzer module. Coming to working. In working, we have to use some of systems like ASR, NLP, driver analyzer, and alarm car media. ASR, automatic speech recognition. It is used to convert signal captured by microphone to set of words. NLP, natural language processor. It is in form of human to computer interaction, produce variants of responses according to driver response. Driver analyzer. It is used to measure time responses using inbuilt clock. Time responses given as conclusion about driver alertness. These responses will pass on through the conversational planner. Conversational planner. It is heart of system and holds some profile of driver that includes his hobbies and profession, and also instructs the language generator to produce the response. Applications. Interface with neighboring cars. Medical applications. It is also used some for entertainment and also used in cabins in aeroplanes, trains, boats, etc. Interface with neighboring cars. It determines if a driver presents a high safety risk, example, falling asleep, tired, under influence of alcohol. Medical applications. The system can monitor a driver and detect if there are any risk. Example, having a stroke. Advantages. Mainly used to prevent accidents, and suppose drivers get a sudden stroke or drunk, it will send signals to vehicles nearby about this driver. They become alert. Disadvantages. It is very much costly. It can be installed to high profiled. Future enhancements. It will provide us short-time routing based on road conditions changes due to weather or traffic. Example, GPS. Conclusion. And artificial passenger would allow some services in car like reading emails, navigation, downloading music files, voice games without compromising a driver safety. And also here we can use a primary objective. It is used to monitor driver alertness with a single camera focused on face to monitor conditions of driver like lack of sleep, etc. Thank you, everyone. Hello, sir.
Yeah, you can now. Is it
Sir,
over?
16 E5, sir.
16
Yeah,
E5, sir.
Yeah, your presentation is good, but it is very new topic, I think. Right?
Okay, sir.
It is very new topic, so that's why most of you may feel it's something different. Okay, good. Your topic of selection is excellent, but voice is low. I don't know whether it is due to whether you are using microphone or directly speaking. I don't know. Voice is little bit low. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And
Okay, sir.
you have to quote some examples also, applications of this topic also at the end. It would be better.
Okay, sir.
Okay, because that creates an interest towards your topic. Okay,
Okay,
real-time examples or any applications. So if you include that in the PPT, then it would be much better.
Okay, sir.
Your time management is excellent. 10 minutes means only 10 minutes you have taken. Okay.
Okay, sir.
9 minutes you have taken. Okay. Anyhow, good. Yeah, you can just leave for the time being. Who is next?
Your voice is breaking, sir.
Yeah, you can leave for time being. Time being you can leave now.
Sir, 16 E5.
16 E5. Yeah, I will make you host. Okay. Are you ready? 16 E5.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, 16 E5. You are the host now. You are the host now. You can start your presentation. It is visible. It is visible. F5. Press F5.
No, sir, it's not working, sir.
Slideshow. Go to slideshow at the top. Or else go bottom and then click the cup button. Cup button is there at the bottom, right side. Right side cup button is there. 3 buttons are there, cup button is there. Just press that one. Bottom, right side bottom amma. 88% అని ఉంది కదా దాని పక్కనే ఉంటుంది చూడు. 88% పక్కన. Cup, yeah, that one.
Yes, sir.
That one.
Okay, good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. My name is Arshia, and today's my seminar topic is digital signature. Actually, what is digital signature? A digital signature is a mathematical scheme which is used for verifying the authenticity of digital messages or digital documents. And in this seminar, I'm going to discuss about these topics. Introduction. The digital signature is intended to be used in electronic mails, electronic funds transfer, electronics, data interchange, software distribution, data storage, and other applications which require data integrity, assurance, and data origin authentication. Even signers can also use them to acknowledge informed consent. Digital signature. A digital signature is equivalent of the handwritten signature or a stamped seal, but it offers far more inherent security. In many countries, including United States, digital signatures are considered legally binding in the same way as traditional handwritten signatures. What is digital signature? As I have already said, digital signature is used to validate the integrity and authenticity of a message, software documents, or digital documents. A digital signature is intended to solve the problem of tampering and impersonation in digital communications. A digital signature does not involve signing something with a pen and paper, then sending it over the internet, but it is like a paper signature which attaches the identity of the signer to a transaction. For example, having a digital certificate is like using your driving license to verify your identity. A digital signature is an electronic signature to be used in all imaginable type of electronic transfer. There is an attack called birthday attack, which relies on the fact that it is easier to find two messages that hash to the same value than to find a message that hashes to a particular value. Process. Here the emissor means the sender writes a message hello. In order to send that message to the receiver, he hashes the message using hash algorithm and signs the message using his own private key and then sends it to the receiver. The receiver, who is holding the sender's public key, unhashes the value to the original message. History. The Talmud also describes use of form of a signature card by witness to deeds. Here deeds means intention, and the Talmud refers to a compilation of ancient teachings. The people who invented writing are the ones who invented authentication mechanisms. And the people here are referred to as Sumerians. Sumerians are the people who used to live the summer life whole year. They use intricate seals, means complicated seals, which are applied onto the clay tablets. Clay tablets means it is the piece of clay on which something is hidden with the use of pen or something. Authentication of documents began within the Roman Empire in the year 439 AD during the rule of Valentinian III. It is the form, this Roman usage of signatures, that the practice obtained its significance in Western legal tradition. Basic requirements. In order to get my own digital signature certificate, I need to have some basic requirements. So the basic requirements required for my own digital signature are subscriber info, means my information like my name, my address, my personal details. Including with it, I need to get certificate information, which includes certification expiry date, serial number, and subscriber public key, means my own public key. Cryptographic representation. Here the message originator, means the sender, digitally signs a message using his own private key and shares his own public key to the receivers on the other end and sends the message. Then the message receivers gain the digitally signed message and unhashes the message to the original message. How the technology works. The private key is something which you keep entirely to yourself. Let's say you sign the document using your own private key, which is really just a kind of code. Then you give it to the person who wants to verify your signature using your corresponding public key. He keeps your public key to make sure you are who you say you are. Although they are related, it is nearly impossible to know your private key using your own public key. Here the figure says how the digital signature technology works. The sender and the receiver will be having their own public key as well as private keys. But here the usage of sender's public key and private key will be held. Here the sender, using the hash algorithm, hashes a message. Using his own private key, signs a message and sends it to the receiver on the other end. Then the receiver receives sender's public key as well as a signed message, which is being hashed using hash algorithm, and unhashes it to the original message. Purpose of digital signature. Here there are 4 purposes for which we use digital signature. They are signer's authentication, message authentication, non-repudiation, and finally integrity. Signer authentication. The digital signature cannot be forged, means it cannot be faked until the signer loses control of the private key. Message authentication. It is a procedure used to verify that received messages come from the elite source, means legal source, and have not been altered. Third one is non-repudiation. It is the assurance that someone cannot deny something. Typically, non-repudiation refers to the ability to ensure that a party to a contract or communication cannot deny the authenticity of the signature. And finally, integrity. The digital signature confirms the integrity of the message. This signature ensures that the information originated from the signer and was not altered. Any changes made to the signed data invalidates the whole signature. Challenges and opportunities. There are 2 topics here to discuss. They are called costs. The topics are called costs. First one is institutional overhead. The cost of establishing and utilizing certification, authorities, repositories, and other important services, as well as assuring quality in the performance of their functions. Subscriber and relying party costs. A digital signature will require software and will probably have to pay a certification authority some price to issue the certification. Applications. The handwritten signature is commonly used in all kinds of applications to prove the identity of the signer. In the same way, digital signature can be used for all kinds of electronic records. Any field in which the integrity and validity of the data are crucial can make use of digital signature. Here there are 3 applications: electronic mail, data storage, and electronic funds transfer. Electronic mail. During transport, the content changes either accidentally or due to intrusion by the third party, then the receiving end should be able to recognize this change in the content. And the second one is data storage. This is one more interesting application of digital signature. Suppose a large amount of data is stored on a computer. Only authorized people are allowed to make changes to the data. In such case, along with the data, a signature can also be stored as an attachment. And finally, electronic funds transfer. Applications like online banking, e-commerce can come under this category. In these applications, the information being exchanged by the 2 sides is vital, means very huge. And this exchange secrecy and authenticity must be maintained. And here the advantages of this digital signature are identification of the person that signs, and cutting costs, speeds up document delivery. And the next one is drawbacks. Although the digital signature technique is a very effective method of maintaining integrity and authentication of data, there are some drawbacks. The first one is the loss of private key can cause severe damage, since anyone who gets the private key can use it to send signed messages to the public key holders, means the receivers. So for frequent exchange of messages, the speed of communication will reduce. And the last one is conclusion. Digital signatures are difficult to understand, but they will inevitably means unclearly be associated with cards and biometric identifiers. Successful implementation of digital signatures will require far more authentication to privacy issues by policymakers and business interests. That is all for today's presentation on digital signature. Thank you, everyone.
Good presentation.
Thank you,
Contents
sir.
ఏదమ్మా కంటెంట్స్ పెట్టాలి కదా ఫస్ట్ స్లైడ్ తర్వాత
పెట్టాను సార్.
పెట్టావమ్మా
పెట్టాను సార్.
ఓకే ఓకే ప్రజెంటేషన్ బాగుంది డిజిటల్ సిగ్నేచర్ కానీ వెరీ బేసిక్ గా ఉంది సో ఇంకేమన్నా కొంచెం అడ్వాన్స్డ్ ఏమన్నా పెడితే బాగుండేది టాపిక్
ఓకే సార్
అంటే ఇప్పుడు ప్రెసెంట్ అప్లికేషన్స్ ఏమైనా ఉంటే బాగుండేది
ఓకే సార్
సో సిఎన్ఎస్ టాపిక్ తీసుకున్నాం ఇంట్రెస్ట్ సిఎన్ఎస్ అంటే సిఎన్ఎస్ అంటే ఇంట్రెస్ట్ అంటున్నా ఓకే సో నెక్స్ట్ ఓకే నెక్స్ట్
F7 sir. F7 sir.
okay I will make you host yeah now you can start your presentation F7 you can start your presentation share
Yes, sir.
the screen
Sir, is it visible?
no yeah it is visible now
Good morning sir. Good morning friends. My seminar topic is diamond chip. Coming to introduction, if we design electronic chip or any chip with the help of silicon only possible, but the diamond chip we can design with the help of carbon. The major component to design with is carbon nanotube. The main disadvantages we can use power electronic application is bulk in size, low operating speed, etc. What is diamond chip? Diamond chip is also known as carbon chip. It is manufactured with diamond structural carbon wrap. The major component of carbon is carbon nanotube. How it is possible? Diamond structural carbon is non-conducting in nature. If we by using doping process, the carbon is converted into conducting process. The doping process is worked on. Boron is in p type and nitrogen is in n type. Both weakened doping process that that carbon is converted to conducting nature. Invention developed in Nippon Telegraph Telephone Corporation in 1990. In 1997, wait a minute, sir. In 1991, a diamond semiconductor operates on 81 gigahertz frequency and it is more than twice the speed earlier devices. What is carbon nanotube? Carbon nanotubes are cylindrical large molecule consisting of hexagonal arrangement of hydroxide carbon atom. It is less in nanometer and it is just hold a carbon sheet and sheet into tube-like structure. Types of nanotubes. There are two types of carbon nanotube: single-value nanotube and multi-value nanotube. Single-value nanotube means the carbon atom is is folded into a single graphene is called single-value nanotube. By rolling multiple sheets of graphene is called multi-valued carbon nanotube. Single-valued tubes are three types: zigzag, armchair, and chiral. Why the name diamond chip? Lansodalite is a sp3 bondage allotropic form of carbon, three-dimensional carbon nanotube. This crystal structure is look like a diamond, so this name it as a diamond chip. The properties of carbon nanotubes are strength, hardness, electrical, thermal, one-dimensional transport. Coming to strength, carbon nanotubes are strongest and stiffest materials yet discovered in terms of tensile strength and electronic modules. Coming to hardness, it can withstand a pressure up to 24 gigahertz without deformation. Coming to electrical, high electrical conductivity is 10 power 4 ohms. Do not suffer from electromigration or atomic diffusion. So which is 100 times that of carbon. Both metal and semiconductors can be formed. Coming to thermal, the temperature stability of carbon nanotubes is estimated up to 2800 degrees centigrade in vacuum and 750 degrees centigrade in air. One dimensional transport, because of non-scale dimensions, electrons propagate only along the tube's axis. Carbon nanotubes are frequently referred to as a one-dimensional. Coming to advantages, smaller components are possible. Why? Because smaller components are possible. As the size of carbon atom is small when compared to the silicon atom, it is possible to fetch very smaller line through diamond structure of carbon. IT works at higher temperature. Diamond is very strongly bonded material. It can withstand higher temperature compared with that of silicon. At very high temperature, crystal structure of carbon will collapse. But diamond chip is evaluated at temperature. Diamond is very good conductor at heat. Faster than silicon chip. Carbon chip works faster than silicon chip as size of carbon is higher than that of carbon. To enhance the collision of electrons with larger silicon atoms increases. But carbon atom size is small, so to enhance of collision decreases. Large power handling capacity. Diamond has strongly bonded crystal structure, so carbon chip can work under high power environment. So we can connect higher power circuit direct to the diamond chip. Disadvantages. It is much expensive than silicon. Doping process is very hard to perform due to diamond structure compared to silicon. Conclusion. Thus, diamond chip replaces the need of silicon in every aspect in future generation because carbon is more advantageous than silicon. By using carbon manufacturing material, we can achieve smaller, faster, and stronger chips. Thus, diamond chip replaces the need of silicon. Thank you, sir.
ఏంది 5 minutes ఏనా
Yes, sir.
ఏమ్మా 5 minutes ఏనా ఇంప్రూవ్ చేసుకోవాలమ్మా ఇలా ఉంటే ఎట్లా మినిమం 10 minutes ఉండాలన్నాను కదా ఇంప్రూవ్ చేసుకోవాలి ప్రెజెంటేషన్ స్కిల్స్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ చదువుతున్నప్పుడు ఇవన్నీ అవసరం మనకి ప్రొఫెషనల్ స్టడీస్ కదా ఏదో చదువుకుంటా వెళ్ళిపోయావు ఓకే ఇంప్రూవ్ చేసుకో ఓకే మిగిలిన వాళ్ళు ఇద్దరు ఎలా చెప్పారు మనం ఎలా చెప్పాము ఒకసారి జస్ట్ కంపేర్ విత్ అదర్స్ ఓకే ఓకేనా నెక్స్ట్ is whose turn? నెక్స్ట్ ఎవరమ్మా నెక్స్ట్ ఎవరమ్మా నెక్స్ట్ ఎవరు నెక్స్ట్
సార్ వాళ్ళు 3 మెంబర్స్ నేమ్స్ ఇచ్చారు సార్ గ్రూప్ లో ఇంకెవరు రెస్పాండ్ అవ్వలేదు సార్
కొంచెం ఆబ్సెంటీస్ పెట్టవా అర్జెంట్ గా
ఓకే సార్
Next.